Hi, I'm Mark at the Caravan Place, and this is our caravan dealer behind the scenes again. So we're doing basically just our weekly update of what's been going on, what's gone wrong, all the disasters that you don't normally get to see, and just going through a few different things. I didn't call you an asshole. I didn't call you an asshole. Last time you may remember that we had a bit of a disaster with the satellite last week, so we've got it all back now. The customer's bringing his motorhome in this morning and I'm going to fit that, and hopefully everything all works. So I might do a little video while we're actually doing that and refitting that back on. I might just do a bit of a video and show you how that fits on. It's dead easy, it's just literally 4 bolts and there's a connection underneath. So I might just go into a bit more detail in that afterwards. Got a caravan getting set up ready to go out this afternoon, so that goes out this afternoon. So I'm going to be doing a video on that. That's a real nice 6-berth family caravan. We've got one getting ready to go out, so he's doing a little few fixing, making sure it's all PDI'd, making sure that everything's all as it should be. Looks like it needs a couple of new tyres in all honesty, so he'll get that done when he does all the chassis and takes it into the workshop. But things like that, you'll probably be able to just see some cracking up there, so those tyres have seen better days. 7 years, well, between 5 and 7 years is where you want to be changing your tyres. Now there's a little date on here. Obviously if you've got any cracking on the sidewalls like that, you need to get them changed immediately. Do not use your caravan if you've got cracking on the sidewalls like that. That is pretty bad. Ideally you want to change the tyres well before they get in that sort of a state. But they've got a little date. I'm just going to try and find this one here. So on your tyre you'll see a little box that will look like that, and that represents that these tyres were fitted on the 31st week of 2019. Now not always will that little sticker be on the outside, it might be on the inside wall of the tyre, so you may have to remove the wheel to actually look at the inside of the tyre. On this particular one here that's all cracked up, I can't see the little date stamp on there. So always just check the dates on your tyres and just have a quick run through and a quick look. That's an important thing. That is all that is stopping your blowout on your tyre as you're travelling. There is the date on this one. So that's the 13th week of 2003. It's now 2021, so these tyres haven't been changed in all of that time. So I don't know how they've lasted that long, in all honesty. The motorhome has literally just pulled in, so that has just come in for the repairs. So we've got the motorhome in to refit the satellite dish, so I'm going to get that fitted onto the roof. I might just set the camera up on time lapse, but basically there's a plate on the roof that it bolts onto. Got 4 bolts that it will sit onto, connection, and that's pretty much it. So to actually remove the satellite, it's just undo the 4 bolts, undo the connector, and off it pops. So if you have a problem with an Oyster satellite system, that's literally all that it is to remove that. I'm going to literally pop this onto time lapse. It won't be very long at all to put this back on, but I'll just put it onto time lapse so you can see the process. Woohoo! Satellite is now working again. So basically there's a PCB board in here that's been replaced. There's a couple of upgrades that they did. There's a bolt that goes through in this section here that everything pivots on, which apparently they have problems with, so they've removed that bolt, re-torqued and Loctited that into position. Apparently the original Loctite that they used to use wasn't strong enough, so they now update that. They've put a new cover on, new grommets in, so they've done a few upgrades as well. I think it ended up nearly £600 to basically have it the new PCB board put in, and then some of the parts were under warranty just to upgrade to the latest firmware and software, etc., and a few new covers and bits and bobs. But hopefully we've got a happy customer, all back up and running. It's probably took half an hour, so it's not a massive job to do. If you do have an Oyster satellite, you can remove these yourself and take them into Oyster, or if it's on your motorhome you can drive it down to them and they will remove it, and then it is taking them about 3-4 weeks to get people booked in and work to be done there. Absolutely flat out again, just same with everything basically. So if you have any problems with Oyster, you can find them online, give them a call. I might just put something in the description with their details on, so if you have any problems you can just give them a call and they should be able to get you back up and running. This is going back to the one that was just PDI in. This is the state that sometimes they end up getting stripped down to when he does all of his checks, etc. He'll be going through just making sure everything is all as it should be. It needs all new taps, so all the taps have come out. Luckily these are fairly easily, once you've removed all the cupboards, etc., you can get to the tap on this one. Bathroom tap the same, so it's having a new bathroom tap, and then he's got obviously a load of other work at the minute, so they don't look in the best state, unfortunately. He needs to tidy his tools up. He's been having a bit of a party in here by the looks of it. He's now oh, you wait. Oh, right, sorry. Yeah. So we've got a fuse gone in a motorhome also. So I've located the little fuse box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the multimeter. I'm going to set it onto the audio side, and then when I make a contact, this will tell us that the fuse is working or isn't. So if we put it onto the fuse and we get that noise, fuse is okay. If we get nothing, fuse is gone. So I'm just going to check all the fuses and see which is the problem. And we've got lights that aren't working and a couple of other bits and bobs. So we'll just run through these, just figure out exactly what it is that isn't working. A little bit fiddly to get out. So on this one you can actually see that the part of the fuse looks good. What I'm going to do is just literally, it's difficult one-handed, and that's literally just telling us that that fuse is good. I'll pop that back in. Next one, it's lights that we've got not working, so aha, you can actually see on that one it's black in the middle, so I'd say that fuse is now good. Just double check it, and that one isn't working, so I'll just get a new fuse, pop that in. Hopefully that resolves our issue. So I've got a new fuse. I'm just going to check the new one just to be 100% sure. Perfect. Pop that meter back off, pop this back in, and hopefully, oh, try not to drop it, got it wrong way around, pop that back in. Now sometimes when a fuse has gone, obviously there could be a reason that that fuse has gone, so I'm just going to run the system back through now. On these we get a little warning light come up that tells us that that fuse has gone. We've not got that, so I'm just going to check all the little lights now, and again, funnily enough, this is the motorhome that we've got the issue with. The they're all working fine. Yeah, so it's the motorhome that we've got the issue with the satellite on, and one of the fuses has just decided to go. Not related to the satellite, so I'm just going to try and figure out, just make sure that it might just be that the bulb's gone, something like that in one of the units, or it could be, I know that the customer had put a little aerial in, so whether or not that had just caused the problem, so I'll just check that and just make sure that it's not going to happen again, and that it was just a one of those things where occasionally the fuses do go, but again, it's just nice to know if there has a fuse been taken. It's nice trying to find out why, and then at least you've got a good idea of what happened or why it went. So and that can be a little bit frustrating sometimes if you can't find the problem. You've just got to hope for the best, really, that it was just one of those things that it's just gone for whatever reason. So I'll give it as thorough a check as I can, make sure, just make sure everything else is working as well. I'll check the other fuses, but like I say, on the auto sleepers, or the roller team even, we get a little warning light come up on the control panel, a little red light here, that tells us when any of the fuses has gone, so it's quite nice, a good indicator. So I'm just going to check everything else, and then hopefully this is ready for the customer. He's waited while we do the repairs, so obviously I want to be as quick as possible, but hopefully we've got it all back up and running, everything's all done and as it should be, and back on the road, and hopefully all within an hour, and back on the travels.
Wait, the bottom is there, but that was a different one, you know?
So this is the hassles that we have.
You're not bad.
Very nice, Dan. You didn't come in, asshole.
You said asshole?
I didn't. I said this is the hassle.
Ah,
this is.
asshole.
I didn't call you an asshole.
You call me asshole.
I didn't call you an asshole.
That's a joke.
So
You said asshole.
we're. I've never said asshole.
Okay, well,
So we're at the moment. We're trying to figure out. That's okay, Dan. We're trying to figure out left-handed, right-handed taps.
Exactly the same now.
Sometimes taps have got micro switches, sometimes they haven't. Sometimes they're left-handed, sometimes they're right-handed. Now you try and work out from a book what's left-handed, what's right-handed. So it's just things like this that can end up taking half an hour, just ordering the parts. If we're doing it from books, etc., which a lot of our suppliers, that's how we end up having to do it.
Twist shower.
So another day in paradise, eh?
Yeah, the one
Hopefully I'll give you a brief little catch up, showed you around a few different motorhomes and caravans there, and kept it as interesting as possible. Tune in next week. We're coming up to 2,000 subscribers at the minute. It might be, hopefully, by the time we get this video out, we might have got over the 2,000. So thanks to everybody that is subscribing, liking the videos, commenting. It really means a lot to us, and gives us more sort of motivation to get as many videos out, and just keep those subscribers going, and try and keep everybody happy. Try not to lose subscribers, hopefully. So thanks. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.